I'm trying to remember the name of the character I used to pretend to be when I wooed you. The one with the voice like a driveway, who you said made you laugh, but on whom I think we both know you had developed a little bit of a crush. So unlike me he was, being based on this guy I knew who owned a liquor store and a sun lamp. You're the kind of woman makes a man want to get in touch with his masculine side, and I can't love you anymore. That's about the dumbest thing I ever made him say. This character who used to make you laugh every time, and whose name I cannot for the life of me remember. And speaking of time, I found a watch in a bag that I thought was yours, but is actually mine now. And of course it said 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4, the magic minute of childhood, even though that wasn't the time at the time, although it is now, the clocks having changed twice since the day you died 11 months ago tonight. Anyway, that was the time that I said I was going to visit you if I died first. Remember arguing about that, about who was going to die first? Each one of us refusing to believe that we would be the one who was left. Me pointing out the history of cancer in my family. You not pointing out the history of anything, just taking a drag of your cigarette as if to say, hello, cigarettes? I'm willing to admit that you were right because I am the one that is left, although I still think you cheated. And speaking of which, I once asked you if you ever thought about it, and you said, no, you're not that lucky, in an answer that I realize is more loaded than any gun we never kept under the mattress, which I had to give away anyway. And now I wonder if you did come back from the dead, whether I could keep myself from saying, see, apparently I am that lucky. Speaking of which, you always said I sucked the luck right out of the room. But that was after you found out that the word squinters, S-Q-U-I-N-T-E-R-S, those who squint, is an acceptable word in Scrabble. Lost a turn, I banked 144 points. The overturned boards scattered all the tiles, and I lost some of the letters. And speaking of letters that I can't find, you never left me one. Never left me a note or a sign. When the police finally let me back into the apartment, I found nothing. All last fall, my breath arrived each day with the mail. I still think sometimes it might arrive in a padded envelope, all the missing puzzle pieces, maybe some of the missing Scrabble tiles. But for now, I'd be content to remember the name of the guy who said, a woman like you makes a man like me feel like a little kid, but makes that little kid feel like a man, and I can't love you anymore. That man who you said you loved, who I pretended to be, and whose name I cannot remember for the life of me. Thank you. This is my last slam.